Chairman Kane, Ranking Member Keating, distinguished members of the Subcommittee on Europe, thank you for your invitation to speak today.
Can you bring your microphone a little closer, please?
Oh, sure. Can you hear me better now? Okay, great. Thank you for your invitation to speak today on USAID's work in the South Caucasus and your support, particularly concerning the humanitarian situation surrounding the crisis in Nagorno-Karabakh and Armenia. I welcome the opportunity both to talk about our work in the region and to hear your perspectives. USAID and our interagency partners have been working diligently to respond to the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh. For months, humanitarian conditions in the territory steadily deteriorated due to the blockage of the Lachin corridor, resulting in critical shortages of food, energy supplies, medical commodities, and other essential goods. Humanitarian conditions in Nagorno-Karabakh further worsened after armed clashes erupted on September 19th. This prompted more than 100,000 people, nearly all of the ethnic Armenians in the territory, to flee Nagorno-Karabakh in less than 2 weeks. Many of these displaced people exhibited symptoms of sustained emotional distress and chronic illness as a result of Azerbaijan's blockage of the Lachin corridor. 4 days after Azerbaijan's military action, USAID Administrator Samantha Power traveled to Armenia to express USAID's support for Armenia and for the people of Nagorno-Karabakh, and to oversee U.S. efforts to respond to the immediate needs of the ethnic Armenians fleeing the territory. Administrator Power met with Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and underscored USAID's commitment to support the Armenian government in assisting displaced persons arriving in Armenia. The administrator traveled to Armenia's border with Azerbaijan to speak firsthand to ethnic Armenians fleeing Nagorno-Karabakh and with humanitarian organizations working to support the tens of thousands of people arriving each day. Administrator Power also announced the activation of a disaster assistance response team to identify priority response needs and to work with humanitarian partners to provide urgently needed aid. Administrator Power then traveled to Azerbaijan, where she met with President Ilham Aliyev to express the United States' deep concerns with Azerbaijan's use of force in Nagorno-Karabakh and to press the Azerbaijani government to allow humanitarian access to the territory, to protect Armenian religious and cultural sites, and to take clear steps to give ethnic Armenians the confidence to return safely. Assistant Secretary O'Brien already noted the $11.5 million in assistance announced on September 26th. And additionally, USAID has focused nearly $6 million in funding from existing programming at USAID Armenia to respond to the humanitarian crisis. This assistance provides immediate food, hygiene, shelter materials, child protection, and support to local governments and communities where the new arrivals have come to. Last month, USAID's Assistant Administrator for Europe and Eurasia, Ambassador Erin McKee, traveled to the Caucasus to receive updates on the situation and to communicate our ongoing commitment to the displaced people of Nagorno-Karabakh. In early October, I also traveled to Armenia to meet with those who had left Nagorno-Karabakh, to consult with Armenian government officials on how we could cooperate further, and to assess USAID's ongoing response efforts. One key takeaway from my trip was the sincere appreciation that displaced persons had for the government of Armenia and the positive assessments of its response so far. As one woman put it to me, we felt alone during the blockage of the Lachin Road, but now we feel that Armenia has welcomed us. In addition to our response to the crisis, USAID has been increasing longer-term development support to Armenia to strengthen Armenia's economic resilience, improve public service provision, and consolidate democratic reforms. In recent weeks, we have deployed teams to Yerevan to explore ways of helping Armenia become more resilient over the longer term, particularly in the governance and in the energy spheres. Thanks to generous support from Congress, USAID has increased its assistance to Armenia by more than 50% since fiscal year 2018. This funding has allowed us to work with the government of Armenia, civil society organizations, and help Armenia foster economic growth, strengthen civic engagement, help diversify its energy supply, and support a more pluralistic, reliable information environment. USAID is also helping Armenia to build economic and trade linkages with Western partners and to increase economic opportunities for women and young people. Lastly, USAID remains committed to promoting peace, stability, and prosperity across the South Caucasus. To that end, we've recently launched regional programs focusing on goals common to all 3 countries in the region, specifically rural development and natural resources management. Through these cross-border programs, USAID seeks to build partnerships that create the basis for shared prosperity, improved livelihoods, and peace. Thank you again for the opportunity to discuss USAID's priorities and efforts. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Dr. Sokolowski. And now